Hi and welcome once again to the Den of Doom. Hopefully you've just done the turbo session with Tom and now you're going to do some stretching. Tonight we're going to focus on releasing those hip flexors as much as we possibly can. Equipment that you need this evening is a foam roller, maybe one that's a little less chewed than this. The dog took a fancy to it when he was a puppy. And something that you can put your foot up onto, so it could be physio ball or it could be the chair or something like this. It's a stretch we did last night. Hi, welcome. I'm just going to go through what you need for today's session. Sorry, I should have messaged people to let them know earlier, but you need a foam roller and something to put your leg up upon. Hopefully you've just done the turbo session with Tom, so you're nice and warm, hopefully showered and not smelling. What I don't want you to do is obviously get cold because it's been about 45 minutes since you jumped off the turbo. So nice shower, refuel, perhaps have something to drink, a peanut butter sandwich, get some protein and some carbs back in you. Remember, it's that 20-minute window after training that you need to refuel. It's most effective when your metabolism is high, and also thinking about that immune system. If the session was particularly intense, then your immune system will be depleted for a similar amount of time, about 20-minute window. What you need to think about as well when you're training, I was on my run this morning thinking about it, ideally if you've got to go out to work and you're coming into contact with people, 2-meter distance, but they'll touch things, etc. You need to think about when you are going to do any high intensity training sessions that you're going to do. So I would recommend doing any of the higher intensity work in the evenings when you are at home with your family and not about to go out, because as we said there, the immune system may be a little suppressed, which would make you more susceptible to picking up the virus and it getting into your system. Right, we're working on hip flexors today in particular. Foam rollers at the ready. Thumbs up if you've got a foam roller and you are ready to start. It is now just gone 6 o'clock. Thumbs up if you're ready. Welcome. Okay, there's some people watching, but I'm back from you at the moment. Give you another second. Maybe I'll do a little song and dance. I meant to put the TV on for a little bit of music tonight. I will crack on and sort some music out for you for future sessions. Another thing I thought I would mention was the foods that you can get your zinc, your iron and your magnesium in to help boost that immune system. Really is your fresh fruit, your nuts, pulses, beef, lamb, pork, all of those, and poultry will be containing elements of those components of those immune boosting elements. Okay, so as long as your diet is fresh, has plenty of vegetables, you should be getting your daily amount. If not, then look at supplementing it. Try and look to going to the supermarkets or your local farmers markets, as I said before. As soon as I get some thumbs up, I'm going to be ready to work on this. If I don't get any by about 5 past, I stretch session on my own, but it's important that it's done. You are motivating me to motivate you. So just the fact that I'm here in front of you now means that I'm going to do some of the stuff that I've been neglecting over how many years, since having the children, I think. I used to get back from a run and Tom would just put them in my arms when they were babies. Here we go. That's why Poppy's got some aversion to sweat. She says, "Oh, you stink, Mum," most of the time, thanks to the fact that I think Tom used to put her straight into my arms when she was tiny. So, yes. Be racing a little bit about me then, if you haven't known me for a while or you just logged on. I've been training, coaching since I was 16, started with swimming teaching. I've been training for triathlon since the age of 21. I think my first race was when I was 22. Didn't really take it seriously until about 24, which was back in 1991 to 94. When I first joined my triathlon club, Haverfordwest Tri Club, actually back in '94, with Charles Paffett, who was running it then in the RAF. And then from then I basically raced from then until 2002 when I took up adventure racing, and then after that decided to have children. Yeah, thought it was all over and came back and did Ironman Wales in 2020, qualified for Kona in 2013, and I've sort of taken a bit more of a backseat obviously since 2014 after doing Kona, mostly because it's children, work, finances, everything, so and just built up the coaching business even more. So it is now time to start. It's about 5 past. So, okay, just to make sure that you're all warmed up, we're just going to start off with some hip circles because this is the area that I'm going to work on tonight. Now, the hip flex, oh great, somebody's with me and we're rocking. Okay, it's a group of muscles. You've got your tensor fasciae latae, or your TFL, which comes down the front of your thigh, just about where my hands are now. Only a small muscle, or in length, but it is quite a strong one, and one that quite often struggles, and people get niggles in their TFL quite a lot. You've got your iliopsoas, which are actually 2 muscles classed as one, which come through the inside of your pelvis here, and they attach virtually all the way up to your, and the other way with the circles, to under your diaphragm, and they're attached to your vertebral column. So they are pulling on that lumbar spine. So when they're tight, your lower back is what might be giving you some jip. Okay, so over to one side, and take it over. The other muscles that we've got are helping with the hip flexors, or the iliopsoas, and to the other side, take it over. Already I can feel a tightness in there from some of the work we've been doing this week. And what we've got going on there is we've got the rectus femoris, which is the centre quadricep muscle. I'm just going to take this off, I'm warming up already. Whack the heating on since the turbo. Okay, so you've got your rectus femoris, which is right down the centre, and these adductor muscles. You've got the sartorius, actually, which comes here. That'll actually turn it outwards. Hi Will, I hope you're going to join us in this one. I can't read it from that far away, unfortunately, but I'll have a little look in a minute. And we've got this whole group of muscles in here, which all assist with hip flexion. So hip flexion is when we lift the hip up. In the bike, you are like this, okay? So they are constantly shortened. Let's have a little look. Where's Tom gone? Oh, he's making the kids tea where he should be, Will. Okay, so they're shortened. All right, when we run, we want to make sure we're engaging these. The reason lots of people are not engaging their glutes is because they can't, because their hip flexors are too short. You're on the bike now. You get off the bike now. You should have finished that. And join us. So Will's still on the bike. There's no need to do an Ironman tonight. Okay, so what happens is if these are shortened, these glutes will switch off and you will not successfully engage them when you're running. Okay, so we need to make sure that they are not switching off your glutes. So that's usually the problem. So we do all these exercises to engage the glutes, but unless we loosen these, it's not going to happen. Okay, so we've warmed them up, done a couple of side bends. Oh, it's rolled away. Okay, and to continue with the warm-up, we're going to massage, roll each first before we actually stretch it. So to do the TFL, you need to be rolling at a 45-degree angle. So I'm going to place this on the floor. Obviously that wasn't the roll. Place that on the floor. I'll have to go and get that afterwards, I think. And then place your hip on here, on the foam roller. Now it is only about 4 inches long, so you just need to roll that short area. 4 rolls. If there's any pain in there, if you can feel any niggles, what you want to do, I can feel a little bit as I come around a little bit more. Okay, let's just hold it there and breathing that we've done before. You want to make sure that they're nice big breaths. So breathe in and then breathe out. So take twice as long to breathe out as it took you to breathe in, and that will help your parasympathetic system, which is the one that helps you to relax, to engage and loosen that muscle. So you're telling the brain which muscle, by the pain, which muscle you want it to relax. So give it another little roll. Okay, find that sore spot. We'll do that one more time. Do 3 breaths. Breathe in and a nice long breath out. And the last one. Big breath in and breath out. Okay, another quick little roll. Actually feels a little, which is nice. Okay, and the other one, I'm just going to come different angles so you still get to see me, you lucky things. Right, get that angle so it's about 45, so you're on the sort of towards actually the front of your pelvis, on the ilium, which is that pointy, sticky out, bony bit at the front there. Okay, well actually mine wants to go around. Oh yes, I've got a spot there. If you find a spot that's particularly painful, stop and breathe. Oh yeah, and one more. And give it a little roll again. Remember, it's only about 4 inches, so we don't need to be stretching it or rolling all the way up and all the way down. And find that point again. Yeah, it's much better already. And breathe. Great, and last little roll. Fantastic, well done. Okay, so that's the first roll effort. I'm just going to tilt this down a little bit because I'm aware that you couldn't see me rolling. I actually want to sing a little song there. Rolling, rolling, rolling. That's enough to make you turn off. I know. Okay, well I think somebody already has. The stretch we want to do from here is just into that position. Okay, I've got quite a big arch in my back, so I think I do have quite an anterior pelvic tilt, which is what we're actually trying to get rid of. I'll do it this one first. So as you can see here, all right, I'm going to lean forwards. Okay, I'm going to try and tuck my pelvis under, which is what you're going to do for all of these. Okay, and as you then, what you want to do is reach over to the side. So as I lift my arm up, I can feel that coming right down, right into my side here. Okay, keep that bottom tucked under, hold it there. That's it, keep that bottom tucked under, keep that stretch. Okay, and swap legs. Okay, notice the arch in my back. I want to get rid of that pelvic tilt. Okay, so we're just bringing it that way. Hi cats, thanks for joining us. Feel the stretch coming through here. We've just done the TFL, well that's what we are doing. Okay, so tuck it under and then lift that arm. This one, that's interesting. 3 times, and then we're going to move on to do the iliopsoas. Okay, that's the first side, the first rep. So again, get rid of the arch, tilt that pelvis and tip that forwards, and arm up and over. If you can bend further over, that's absolutely what we're looking for, but you might not have that yet because you may be super right the way through the chain of muscles here. Keep breathing. Remember how to breathe nice long breaths. Okay, that's that side. And swap over. Tuck the pelvis, push it forwards, and up we go with the arm. That's probably better in that position. If you can, like I said, lean over to the side. If we can release the hip flexors, we will be able to engage those glutes. If we engage the glutes, back to the first side. If we engage the glutes, when we come to the marathon, why, thank you very much. Apparently I'm looking very slim and strong in my get-up today. It's all this training. Okay, so tilt that pelvis under, keep that back flat, lean forwards, and take it over. Yeah, so if we can engage the glutes far more when we run, we're going to relieve the pressure that we've got on these quadriceps. And that's why you're strong in the marathon. If you can do that, if you load all the muscles evenly, when you come to that marathon at the end of the Ironman, you will maintain that strength. You will maintain that structure and form. Keep that stretch there. Make sure you're breathing. Concentrate. Focus on relaxing. Take it over a little bit. And the other side. Okay. Oops, I moved a little bit away. Okie doke. Remember what I said? Pelvis tilt. Oh, I'm on the same leg. Pelvis tilt. Oh, here we go again. Must be you, Catherine. All right, pelvic tilt. Make sure there's no anterior tilt. And take it over. Should be down the front if you've got it right. So you may need to move your upper body just a tad to make sure you're getting the stretch. Keep breathing. Okay, and relax. Okay, now we're going to do that with the iliopsoas. It's really, really hard to actually stretch that, and it's quite a hard one to do with a foam roller. You can use a ball or 2 balls in a sock as well. I haven't got any handy because the dog keeps stealing all the tennis balls. But what we're going to do here is I'm just going to put it onto so it's on my side, and literally I'm just going to lean into the roller and roll until I can feel it on my back there. Okay, so that's the initial one. So we're just going to roll there, bringing it down basically to the top of your pelvis. Okay, so you're in that bit between the bottom of your rib cage and the top of your pelvis, and then just roll. You can rock from side to side and keep breathing. So the other muscles that you're going to look at in there is the quadratum lumborum, okay, which again is one that gets super tight. It's really affected by the tilt of your pelvis and can cause some really horrible achy lower back pain. Okay, I'm on a point where I can really feel it now, so I'm just going to hold it and breathe. So look for your point. Concentrating. Are you concentrating? 3 breaths here. Let your back sink around it. Is that little section just there? Okay. Get on to the other side. Get on there. Okay, so again, oh yeah, that one. It's only a little small area. Oh my word, that's a tight bit there. I could really feel my back aching last night. So good to do this. And I hate to say it, but if it wasn't for the coronavirus, I would just be continuing. This is perfect. I find when my back gets really, really tight, I will then do the stretching. And yeah, it relieves it for a few days or weeks, and then I let it get really, really tight again, and then I'll do the yoga again. We're all under time constraints. Okay, that's better. Starting to release. Okay, sideways rock. That's it. Find the point that you can really feel it in there, and breathe. 3 breaths. Let your body sink around your foam roller. Yeah, definitely thinking of coming back to racing next year. Motivated. I'm possibly the only person that is getting motivated thanks to the coronavirus. Okay, that's great. Okay, a little roll again. A little further if you need to, just to loosen that off. Okay, now take it onto the whole back, just to make sure we're right down to your bottom. Okay, right onto that pelvis. Okay, and to bring this one on, we know this one, it's the old cobra. This will help to stretch those, because the hip flexors go from here to here, okay, the whole, well, most of the group, the iliopsoas and the iliacus, they go from there to there. We need to stretch that. Okay, so bring it up through here. We do hold them for 30 seconds. Also, I forgot the watch, so you'll all criticise my timings. Anything over 30 seconds is a developmental stretch, so it should improve your flexibility. There's nothing to say anything over 30 seconds will make it any better at a time. But there's nothing to say it'll make it any worse either. So if you've got the time and you want to improve your flexibility, just relax. Okay, into the child's pose. Back into the cobra. Hold it for about 30 seconds or so. Down. In fact, this feels like the first time that I've given myself any time to stretch and relax since having the children in 2006. So nearly 14 years of running around like a headless chicken. And final one in the cobra. Breathing, stay nice and relaxed. Okay, child's pose for the last time, just to make sure we're going in the opposite direction to stretch the glutes and that lower back. Okay, take it up, that's lovely, fantastic. So the next muscle we're going to work on now is going to be the rectus femoris. That is one of the 4 quadricep muscles. It's the one that assists, so it attaches right up here at the top of the pelvis, or pretty much at the top there. Okay, so in order to foam roll out to get it ready to stretch, it's going to be a long roll. We're going to do one leg at a time. So obviously offset your foam roller for whichever leg you're going to do. Put your other leg to the side to take it down to the knee and roll. Okay, try and make sure that you're centrally on it. All the way up, right up to where it attaches. Okay, that's the origin. That's where the muscle begins, and it's on the fixed bone of the pelvis. Now, I can feel it right down near the insertion there, which is over the kneecap. Okay, I'm giving a little roll there, so a couple more long ones, and then we'll try and release any of the tight spots that you've found. Okay, and one more. As we go back down now, let's find that tight spot. Make sure you're in the centre. Put all the weight on there. Okay, and breathe. 3 big breaths. Okay, and roll again. For me, that actually is feeling so much better. Hopefully you're the same. Hopefully a little bit higher up, but I think that's actually my slightly different quad muscle. If I could work on those a little bit later. Okay, the vastus lateralis, the one on the outside, is always a killer. Along with IT bands, don't we just love those? We're not going to do those tonight, so don't panic. Okay, onto the other leg now. Okay, start off down by the knee. And, I don't think my roller is straight. Okay. Okie doke, so from the knee, all the way up to the hip, nice and long. Put that there. Okay. Make sure your leg is straight, so it's going through the centre, all the way up. I need to move just slightly, thanks to the sofa. Okay. It's nice to see we got to America again. I know you weren't watching Penny, but Tom's sister was online tonight. We got to say hello. I got to see Tom. Okay, this time find that sore spot. Okay, that's about it with me there. And we're going to breathe. Just 3 breaths there. And roll. And roll. Oh, and one more time, yeah. As I go out to the side, that vastus lateralis, the outside quadricep muscle, yeah, it's definitely a bit sore today. 3 big breaths. And again. Fabulous. Now, the stretch for this, you can either use the sofa or the step that you've been using in previous workouts, or I had a present today, which is fabulous. Okay, I have one of these. So with this, I'm going to put it up against the wall so it doesn't roll away. Same as the one we did the other day, last night. Gosh, all the days are rolling into one. I have no idea what day is what. We're going to place your leg on the wall or on the sofa. You're going to put the other leg out in front. Okay, now with this, I'm not going to lean forward into it so much. Well, actually, I might do that as well. But what I want to do is, again, it's focusing on this tilt. Because if I lean forward in, see what's going to happen with my back? It's just arching. So I need to focus on trying to tilt the pelvis. So we're going to tilt the pelvis today. So leaving it there, you're going to tilt the pelvis until you feel the stretch. So we're not leaning like that. We're just going to tilt the pelvis. What are we going to do? Say it with me. Tilt the pelvis. Just like... Yeah, I know. I'll leave that one with you. Okay, tilt the pelvis, push it forwards and hold it there. Ooh, this is a good stretch. So this is stretching right down quadricep, the entire length of it. Hopefully your knee is on a cushion surface, a little mat, so it's not causing you any pressure pain. Keep forgetting how lucky I am to have this matting. Again, 30 plus seconds, not a problem. Hope you're still stretching. You haven't gone off to get a cup of tea. Okay, relax, we'll swap legs. So you put it up there first. Bring your leg around and tilt that pelvis to get the stretch. So keep yourself upright, nice and tall. Anterior pelvic tilt. I don't know if I'll ever reduce mine. I think I've had it since I was a child. Certainly had back pain since I was a child. So if there's anybody out there who can tell me why I've had back pain since I was a child, the only thing that seems to relieve it bizarrely is going running and the yoga when it gets really bad, but I've only needed that in the latter years. Okay, and swap legs. Okay, make sure it's nice and straight. Lift that leg up. Tilt the pelvis. Cut half my head off, which I'm sure is interesting. But you can still hear me, so all is good, yeah? Is that good, yeah? Oh, I don't know, I've gone German. Oh, I can't help myself. Holding that stretch. Fantastic. Brilliant. I can see you. Keep that tilt on. It's not about lunging forwards, it's about keeping that pelvic tilt. Lengthening that muscle to reduce the anterior tilt, to engage the... Okay, and swap. Okay, it's a bit wobbly. It's the future sessions, now that I've had my present here. I need to get a little bit closer to it, hang on. Just going to hopefully you're still in the stretch, you can keep holding it. Like I say, holding it longer, although it's not necessarily proven to make you any more flexible, it doesn't do any harm. Tilt that pelvis. Keep relaxing. Keep relaxing. Keep that pelvis tilt. And breathe. Okay, back to the original. We've got one stretch on each of these again to go, and then we'll move on to the final stretch of the day. Okay, in position, pelvic tilt. Keep breathing. Remember, it's that out we really want to concentrate on. Gets your parasympathetic system engaging. Parasympathetic system, I always remember it because it's like a parachute, it slows everything down, so it's the parasympathetic system. It slows everything down, it reduces your heart rate, it helps your muscles to relax. Just a moment, we're all on edge, so relaxation is so important. The other thing that's underestimated, and swap legs, is the necessity for good quality sleep. So some of you may not be sleeping so well because we have been in lockdown and you're not as active as you normally are. Really concentrate. So when you're working out, get rid of those stresses, get rid of the strains, focus on what we can control. So much is out of our control at the moment. Just focus on that. Got that pelvic tilt on? That's in your control. Turning on it to join in with these sessions, that's in your control. Okay? Make sure that you are getting quality exercise and quality family time and some time to just relax. We'll all come out of this on the other side. It's the most important thing. Okay. Well done. So that's the rectus femoris stretch. I sprayed it everywhere. The rectus femoris stretch. And so now we're going to do the adductors. So the adductors are the muscles that bring our legs in. They assist with hip flexion. So in order to stretch those, we need to, again, to get them warmed up with our foam roller. Now there'll be a point that is quite sore with these. It pretty much is with everybody. It's where the sartorius comes across. On that point, and that can be when your point of relaxation. So you're going to put the foam roller, in a parallel to your body, and out, and then all the way in. Okay, right up to the top there, and then take it all the way out, and all the way in, and all the way out. That's fab. And one more, just to loosen it off. Let's travel down now. As we travel down, then look for that point that's a bit sore. If it's about where mine is now, yeah, that's pretty much where the sartorius is crossing over, coming inside the knee there. Okay, hold it there, and breathe and relax. Breathe and relax. And roll. Okay, you can speed the roll up a little bit. Okay. All the way down and all the way up. So that feels really good, apart from that one little spot there. And we're just going to hold it there again. Let your leg just relax onto it. It might be painful, but let it relax onto it. Okay, and swap sides. So bring it down to the knee there. Oops, I'll come this way. Get all the way to your leg on that, all the way up, and then back out again. Yeah, that was a little bit tighter. Well, if you didn't cycle with Tom earlier, I hope you got out for a nice run. It was beautiful this morning. In fact, I think it's still blue skies out there at the moment. I went off-road with the dogs, some of you may have seen. Put my intervals in whilst out on the trails. Now, a lot of people say, oh, I couldn't keep the pace, or I couldn't do it. When you're off-road, it's so difficult to keep to the pace. You've got to look for where your feet are falling. You've got to make sure that and hold it where you are there, and breathe. You've got to make sure that you're not going to go into a big horse's hoof mark. You've got to make sure you're missing the tractor trails or the stones or whatever it might be that's on that. Oh yes, nice, breathe, breathe. That's in your way. Negotiate gates ways. You've got to get up the hills and down the hills, which are all rugged. So it will slow you down. What I want you to focus on when you do those ones, as I said in that little video clip that I posted earlier, is really just putting the effort in. If we just go out and run long, swim long, cycle long, we are going to be one-paced athletes, and we need to be able to pick up the pace. Yeah, yes, we need to be able to make sure that we can do the distance, but what we're training for is to be as fast as we possibly can. So don't just go out there and think, oh, well, you know, I'm not going to be able to hit my paces, so I'll just jog. You know, that's fine if you're not feeling well, or you've lost your mojo or your motivation. But if you really want, you do have to play with different pace. Okay? Don't stress about it. If your intervals aren't the same length as they should be, like for example today I was meant to do 2-minute efforts, and my efforts, and come away from your foam roller, and my efforts ended up being like a 1-minute effort, and I hit a gate so I had to stop. It doesn't matter. Yeah, I put the effort in for that 1 minute. I wasn't focusing on pace. The next time I did an effort, it was up a massive hill. So my first minute, I thought, oh yeah, I'm doing really well. Got to about minute 10 and I was like, oh my gosh, I've started to... Okay, what we're doing with this now is we are stretching your inner thighs. Okay, so first of all, I'm going to sit up and I'm just going to get it as wide as I possibly can, and I'm going to rock back. Okay, and you should feel the stretch in this inner thigh. Up. Turn your back again, focus on that pelvis tilt, and take it down, that pelvis tilt. And up we go again, hold it there. Pelvis tucked under. And back down. Okay, swapping over. Nice wide stance, as wide as you can possibly go. It doesn't need to be the same as me, as long as you can feel this stretch in the inner thigh here. Pelvis tucked under. And take it down. What it does by moving through the motion is you're stretching, because there's a whole range of muscles in there. Okay. Group of muscles. I could list them. Well, I've probably forgotten, but I won't list them today. Okay, down we go. Get that hips up. Tilt that pelvis. I can feel when I tilt my pelvis, particularly on this leg, that it's really tight. Okay. Swap them over. Tilt the pelvis. And up we come. And back down. And up. And up we come again. Get that stretch in the inner thigh. And this side. Yeah, one side is so much more flexible than the other. Lift it up. Again, adductors on the bike get super, super tight. And up we come one more time. Pushing through with the hips. Okay, and change. Last time on this side. And then we are horse. It's just taken a little bit longer than I thought it was going to, so I do apologise if I told you it was only going to be about 20 minutes. I think we've been more like 40. And again. And it's soon getting dark out. You'll be struggling to see me at this rate. This is the last one, I promise. Okay, take it up. Keep breathing throughout. Anyone who's got any hip issues, Paul, with your hip replacement, I think this may not be the best one for you today. And last one, we come up, hold it there for a moment. Okay, relax. Well, I want to thank you again for joining us here in the Den of Doom. Tomorrow we are going to do a different session. I haven't quite decided which one yet. I'm writing all the programmes this evening and tomorrow morning, so I will fill you all in with what my plans are. Thank you very much. Once again, a good night. Oh, here I come.